Page 24, Cat Patrol. Well, this should be interesting. On page 22 and 23, they're introducing you to the key of D minor. D minor is the relative minor to F major. We've had F major. It has one flat, B flat. Hopefully you can do the F major scale. You need to be able to. If you can't, please go do my scale video on F major. And while you're in the area, do the scale video on D minor. One octave, up and down. If you already know the D minor scale, go ahead and do the 2 octaves. Otherwise, just 1 octave up and down. Don't push this too fast. One thing at a time here. But it's got B flats in it. And I do the harmonic minor, which is going to raise the 7th step. So instead of a C, I'm going to play a C sharp. It sounds cool. Primary chord is the 1 chord, the 4 chord, remember it has a B flat in it. 5/7 chord, and the 1 chord. You need to know the chords too. As far as Cat Patrol goes, well, we're in the key of D minor, obviously. 1 flat, all the B's are flatted. 6/8 times, so an 8th note gets a count. Right hand first, let's make sure we get the fingering and the rhythms and all that. You're up here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. So you're resting on 2 there. You do that again. Okay. 3rd line down, last 2 measures. Those dotted quarter notes is the same. A dotted quarter note is the same as 3/8 notes. Remember, a dotted half note is the same as 3/4 notes. Well, a dotted quarter note's the same as 3/8 notes, so it's 3 counts because the 8th note gets a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last 2 measures, they're just, again, an 8th note or an 8th rest, doesn't matter, they get a count. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And they're saying 2, 1 here, that keeps you in this position, but if you have big hands, that doesn't work real well up here. So you can do this either 1, 2, 3 if you want, or you have rest, you got time, you can just do 2, 4 again. You got time to move around if you want. I don't like to move any more than I have to, so I would probably just do here. I just reach out a little bit. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's go down to the 3rd line on page 25. The 2nd measure is the dotted half note. Remember, a dotted half note is the same as 3/4 notes, which is the same as 6/8 notes. Well, it's a whole measure, so it works out. 6 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How you finger that A chord, you can do it this way or this way, depending on how big your hand is. So I'll leave that up to you and your teacher. And then the last one is an E, G, A. Then let's go down to the coda. It's up here, 5th finger on the high D. Remember 2 ledger lines? It's right above it, so it's here. You have a dotted quarter rest. That's the first 3 counts. And this, so this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember the B flat. Now it's a sequence, so we're just going to keep fingering it the same. That's the right hand. Left hand, you have a D and an A. It's a D minor chord, but we're leaving out the middle note because the right hand's got the middle note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5/7 chord. Now it's C natural. 2, 3, C natural or C sharp again. C something. I don't know what it is. Keep going. I don't see anything fancy in the left hand here. I think hopefully you can figure all that out. Put the hands together. Here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rest. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3. So you're moving around a little bit, but you've got rest. So you got time to figure out where your hands need to go, hopefully. For the most part, that is the piece. Now let's go over to page 25, third line down. You're here, fourth finger. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, that left hand's tied. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left hand's tied. 2, 3. Now it's not. So you're doing that in the hands until the last measure. It's. For the coda, the next line, the left hand is just tied. You're just holding that down forever as you're doing this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5, 6. And that last note has an 8V8 under it. So you come down an octave. There, for one beat. Then once you get a handle on that, get rid of the hesitations. You can go nice and slow, it's fine. And we do the articulation, the slurs and the staccatos and the accents. It's short staccatos here. I'm on the keys and I'm just bouncing off of. So lift up here, lift up before you go on, so like taking a breath. Lift up. Now play these chords as legato as you can. You can't, but try. Staccato. Legato. And then connect these. Legato. Remember the B flat, third finger, lift up, slur, you gotta come up with the fourth finger. And then here, accent in the right hand. Accent, 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 accent. Just give them a little extra, play them a little louder. For the coda, that's an accent, and your accent in each of these each of these eighth note groups accented. Let the wrist collapse when you do this. And a sforzando at the end. A sforzando is a major accent. Well, okay, very loud. And staccato. Very short and very loud. Okay. Keep a loose wrist on that, though. Don't go, just, keep your cat under control, I guess I should say. Then the dynamics, softly, and that's, the chords, keep them out of the way. Just whatever the melody is, that's soft. The other one's got to be super soft. Measure, 9? Now you're loud. See those two neutral lines? That means as connected as you can make them. Short and soft. While I'm here, at the last measure on page 24, they give you a C sharp in front of both. You don't need the second sharp sign. It's a C sharp anyway, because the first C sharp applies to the rest of the measure. In case you're wondering. Then going on, this is what, measure 17, sort of loud here. Whatever you... Accent makes it loud. Louder. Loud with an accent is very loud. So forth, and for the coda, you're starting out loud here. accents are very loud. And the last note is really super loud, huh? But with a loose wrist. Don't pound on it. Speed-wise, well, it's vivace. Vivace is faster than allegro. Vivace isn't the fastest speed there is, but it's fast. It's really fast. And you have to decide, the metronome marking they're giving is for dotted quarter notes. So these eighth notes are flying by. But it has to be a controlled, an accurate flying by. So it's here. What can you do accurately? That's your vivace. Don't play my vivace, you play your vivace. And you do it gradually over time, you can speed it up. And that's where a metronome comes in handy, because you can set the metronome at different speeds and gradually speed it up. So it's here. You get the idea? Then on top of that, they added pedal. Well, again, we use the pedal for specific reasons. We don't just use the pedal to use the pedal, or use the pedal to cover up our mistakes. A lot of people do that, unfortunately. And I used to do it before I learned how to play properly, believe it or not. And so we're going to, at the third line on page 24, when we use it, it's overlapping pedal. I'm going to go ahead and do the lag pedal because I want it to overlap. It's just easier for me to do a lag pedal if I do that. So I'm going to push the notes down first and then the pedal. On that measure, it's here. I'm going to change the pedal after I play each chord. And then I'm going to lift it up before I play the staccato note, so I get a little silence. And then for the third line on page 25, again, I'm going to play the notes first and then the pedal. I'm going to play the chord and then change the pedal. I'm going to lift the pedal up with the hands before I go back to the beginning. You see the DC coda? DC means go back to the beginning. So I'm going to lift it up before I go to the beginning. It's like taking a breath. Then you go on. For the coda, you hold it down for all of this. Push it down here and then hold it down. Change it here after you play the note. And then lift it up after you play that chord to connect all those chords. And then the silence, just lift like that. And at the end, you push it down. And as you play the last note, lift the pedal so it's staccato. Because we want to hear staccato there. So as you play the note, you lift the pedal. At the same time. Yeah. Now you can take this at different speeds depending on how fast you can play correctly, because I don't know what mood is your cat in, or just exactly what it... Because that really is vivace. When you start, it's got to be faster than fast. It's like very fast. But accuracy is more important, so you have to decide. It's sort of a give and take between the two. Now the DCL coda, again, takes you back to the beginning, and the coda sign is at the top of page 25. It's between the second and third measures. At that point, you jump down to the coda. Good luck finding your way around, but the beat has to be steady. Don't mess up the beat because you're jumping around. The beat has to be steady. Steady, not steady. I like to play this with you very, very slowly. To double check the notes and the rhythms, not going to do the dynamics. I'll give us 6 counts because there's 6 beats in a measure. Now let's try it. I put the metronome on dotted quarter notes, so it's 3 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Hopefully that's not too fast for you, but try it just one hand at a time if you need to at first. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Back to the beginning. To the coda. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Done.